Well, guys, the weather fear porn's back with all major media outlets pushing the same exact tripe as their bloody main story. Yes, the fact it's set in summer in places people pay to go on holiday to is now mainstream media headline news.
Morning to you. It is Monday, the 17th of July. Now, our top story this morning. Large parts of mainland Europe are continuing to swelter in extreme temperatures as a second heat wave moves in.
The United States is also experiencing near record highs with extreme heat warnings in place for more than 110 million people, while other countries are seeing torrential rain and floods, as Joe Enwood reports.
They call it Death Valley for a reason. This Californian desert once recorded the Earth's highest ever temperature, 56.7 Celsius. This current heat wave is getting close to beating that. For some, it's a tourist attraction, a chance to witness a piece of history. But Tom has a very different message.
The fact that people are coming out here to celebrate this, the Park Service is giddy, people are excited about tomorrow, it's not a milestone. I'm calling it Happy Death Day.
Oh yeah, BBC Breakfast biggest story is it being hot in countries known to be hot at this time of year, and they even showed Death Valley, you know, the desert in America. Apparently it being hot there is now climate change to these absolute idiots.
You got me shitting me!
Obviously, it's completely clown world shit, but it wasn't just the Buggerers Broadcasting Corporation doing this, but also GB News, who it seems are trying to rival Sky with its climate claptrap. So let's demolish that before we get on to Sly News themselves.
And if we start to join these dots, so that's North America, Africa, Asia, Europe, they're all into the 50s for the records, and probably we will see close to, if not breaking those records. Algeria has already seen the 50 degrees. Then join the dots. That's called climate change. It's not the fact that these places don't get hot weather in the summertime at peak. Of course they do. We know that. That's what people go for their holidays for. But it's the add-on. That's what climate change does. It actually adds on several degrees in these cases. And when you get it happening all together across the globe, then something's going on.
Well, it seems GB News love to get this ponce on talking utter crap, and obviously this time was no different. That clip there was yesterday afternoon, and in case you didn't notice, he actually contradicted himself. First he said we're getting close to breaking records, before he then said join the dots, it's climate change, while going on to claim climate change adds a few degrees to temperatures, despite it not hitting the records as he said. So where did climate change add on to it, you tit? Oh yeah, that's right, he's talking
Shite!
Obviously, this should have seen the clown never allowed back on the show, but instead he was back this morning talking a bag more shite alongside this wet flannel on the right, who was talking similar levels of bollocks, of course.
We had an email in from Danny TT. He says, as an ex-pilot, one big change with high temperatures is the aircraft maximum takeoff weight. It's going to be reduced. It may leave many passengers behind and make this more commonplace, Simon. Is that something that you've heard about?
Oh, absolutely, yes. So what happens when you get extreme temperatures is that the air gets thinner. And when the air gets thinner, you need longer runway or higher speed or lower weight to get the aircraft to take off safely. And if you're looking at some of the airports in southern Europe with long flight paths to the UK, we could well see incidents, particularly this would be in the afternoon, where you actually get people who are not able to travel because the aircraft is too high, too heavy, and that could become a regular feature.
Yeah, the planes won't be able to take off because it's hot. Fuck knows what they do in places like the Middle East and Africa, but they seem to manage taking off just fine with a plane load of people, and guess what? They all use the same bloody planes. People won't get left behind, they'll just use more of the runway to get up to speed, you tit. Passenger planes do not use all of the runway to take off for obvious bloody reasons. Plus, I can't actually find any reports of African planes struggling to fly people long distances in the heat. In fact, they all bloody do it. Now, yes, air pressure does matter when flying, as does temperature and many things, but normal summer temperatures are not going to cause a problem, and when asking anyone outside the media, they say it's not even that hot in Europe. But anyway, like I said, it wasn't just GB News or the BBC running this paid-for propaganda, but also Sly News, the worst offenders for pushing the climate con, I would say. This all started with them running it like the others did as a main story, but also included talk of restrictions on people in Greece because of the heat. This to me sounds like the starts of how climate lockdowns will come in, much like how they softened us up for the lockdowns during the
pandemic. There's another surge of temperatures coming. It feels like the same heat wave, but actually it's a second, due to impose more misery, really, on southern Europe. The Italian authorities have actually said they're considering imposing restrictions on the population here to keep people safe in this brutal heat. That might include stopping access to historical monuments. That's something they've already done in Athens. They've closed the Acropolis, for example, during the heat of the day because they just judged that it was too dangerous, even taking into account all of the potential disruption and economic loss associated with that.
Yeah, restrictions on where people can go because it's hot with climate change to blame. That is eerily similar to how it started during bat flu, is it not? First they closed public spaces and then they locked you in your home. Greece, it seems, is almost halfway there according to Sky with this one. Oh, and speaking of lockdowns, the lockdown-breaking trout Kay Burley decided to ask if the public will cancel holidays to Europe because you know it's a little bit hot over there.
Morning everybody. Your thoughts on this today, Times Section 2, we're talking about the weather. Apparently we're reading that some people are cancelling their holidays to Greece and the like because it's just too hot. They had to close down the Acropolis on consecutive days because it's just too hot for people to walk around. People thinking that, you know what, we can't go to southern Europe, we can't cope with the heat. I'm also seeing that it's 45 degrees in Las Vegas today, or likely projected to be. So the question we're asking this morning is your thoughts on the rising temperatures. What are you planning to do as a result this summer? Let us know your thoughts below.
Yeah, the complete brainlet actually asked that question on Twitter and threads with the responses saying what you would expect. This was bloody hilarious because she had to read them out later in the show, which I've also got for you here.
Been asking for your thoughts on this story on the programme today. Will you be cancelling or rescheduling your holiday due to the extremely hot weather? Reports in this morning's papers that lots of people are. Temperatures expected to go above 40 Celsius in parts of Spain, France, Greece, Croatia and Turkey this week. Lots of you offering your views, including Claire Purcell, who is a regular contributor to the programme, usually on politics. She sent us a picture of the view from where she is, I'm guessing in Spain. It's hot, but plenty of water and sunscreen are the order of the day, says Claire. I hope you're enjoying your holiday, Claire. You deserve it. Jim Mahoney. Hi, Jim. 40 Celsius or Monday, as we call it in South Africa. Max Mackin is in Marbella today in Spain. I'm in Marbella and it's hot, but not hotter than normal at this time of year. And lots of you offering views on threads as well, including Pybus 1970. I just wish we were the other side of the jet stream, as the weather in this country always seems to dip as soon as the children go on holiday for the summer. And one more for you. Mike Invec, in the face of regular and more severe examples of our dangerously deteriorating climate, some people hark back to isolated historical examples of exceptional weather as evidence they should not. Threads.
Well, that was enjoyable, wasn't it? Obviously, everyone trashed her, and remember, by the time she said that on TV, 100 people had replied to her on Twitter. This shows how little the public agree with their crap, because literally no one on Twitter supported it. And let's be honest here, with the final comment she read out pushing the climate con, that was either written by Sky News staff or some climate activists, because no normal person would ever come out with that crap. I mean, the fact she had to go to threads in the first place to find the fake comment literally just adds to the embarrassment Sky should feel pushing this. Obviously, though, the money to do it must be good because it's captured every single mainstream media outlet completely. They shamelessly show their complicity in this corrupt scheme every time they put out crap like this, which is daily, so I'll keep calling them out, and so should everyone else.
pandemic.
We're off.